swap over to that. And any folks who are tuning in online, if you can hear us now, let us know in the chat if it sounds good. Let us know if it needs to be higher volume, lower volume. We just want to make sure everything's tweaked right so you get the best experience at home. And everyone can hear us in here, right? Folks in the back, good volume? Excellent. So we'll give it just a second for the people to let us know on the live stream end. It's working. Okay. Seems like it's good. All right. Well, let's go ahead and throw our title slide up here because it's time to talk about what's next for Toontown. Now listen, this has been a long time in the making. A lot of the stuff that we're going to be talking about today has been in development for well over a year. We have some really exciting things to show you. We have some memories to reminisce about. But this panel is really all about giving you the inside scoop on what has the Toontown Rewritten team been doing. Because, you know, we released the... Oh, they're having some problems still. Okay, sorry. To be continued. I don't know.
All right, guys. Hi, I'm back. Did you miss me? Oh, absolutely. I can hear the enthusiasm. So, Joey, now that you're here, I get to interview you as well.
Sure.
So I have a very important question first.
Okay.
What is your favorite kind of jelly bean?
Oh, I think cyan.
Cyan?
Yeah.
Anyone else like cyan? I think it's a good one.
Yeah, it's like a nice light blue kind of color.
I also have another question for you. Do you actually water your plants in Toontown?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Raise your hand if your plants are currently watered. You guys are impressive people. I'm so proud of you. All right. Well, if we have a couple more minutes, we had a couple of questions left over here. Do you guys want to go ahead and ask those? All right, right there. Yes.
Ooh, favorite Cog bosses. I've always loved the CFO. In fact, I saw him yesterday. He was here at ToonFest.
That is true.
Yeah. The CFO, I love the... oh, it looks like we're giving a thumbs up, so I won't ramble on any longer. CFO is my favorite, though. And sorry, June and Row, you didn't get to answer. All right, so we are live, right? Folks online are hearing us. That's fantastic. I'm going to start over again real quick. We're talking about what's next for Toontown. Yeah. And so we released a little over a year ago, I guess, the Cellbot Task Force update, followed by the Cellbot Task Force The Last Laugh update. Any fans of that in the room? Right. And so since then, I know we've been kind of silent on what we're going to do next because Cellbot Field Offices took us like 4 years to develop. And a lot of that was learning what can we do for our next content? What can we do better? How can we get it out to you sooner? And so today we're going to be talking about and revealing what is next after the Cellbot Task Force update. And so before we talk about what comes next, and to mark this occasion, the upcoming 10th anniversary of Toontown Rewritten in September, we have a little video to show you. So let's take a look at that. And there should be some audio coming through. We might want to pause the video before while we're figuring out audio. It's okay. It's there, just very quiet. So we need to bring it up some. And then could we restart this? All right. Thank you. And I think we could stand to be louder as well. have to admit, I wasn't expecting it, but you know, I've got some tears in my eyes just looking back on all of this. I want to give a huge thank you to the Toontown Rewritten team, especially those who have been with us for these past 10 years, for making all of that possible. So can we just give a round of applause for the Toontown Rewritten team? And also a huge round of applause to all of you, because seriously, we might be making the content, but it would be nothing without you there to play it, give us ideas, and support it. So thank all of you as well. Huge round of applause. So to celebrate 10 years of Toontown Rewritten, we have, as you can see, we're kicking off the Toontown Rewritten. It just kind of sounds better or looks better on the screen. But you know, the Toontown Rewritten celebration on September 19th, 2023. And that's going to be a year-long celebration where we are talking about some of the things today that we'll be releasing, some of them during that year-long celebration. It's going to be a fun time. We'll, of course, have Cartoonival kicking off again in September. This logo will be around for the year to just kind of mark the occasion and remind us of how far we've come. Because on September 19th, 2023, Toontown Rewritten will be as old as Toontown Online was when it shut down. And so we are now going into uncharted territory of a fan-made game lasting longer and thriving longer than the original did. And again, that is in large part thanks to all of you. And now, because this is such a big celebration, we have a special guest here who I think you all are going to be very excited to meet. He has been very, very busy, but we got him straight from Toon Hall. Everyone, welcome Flippy Doggenbottom. Welcome to ToonFest, Flippy. Hello, I'm so glad that you could make it. And so we have Flippy here at ToonFest. He's going to be stopping by all weekend long. You will be able to see him at our booth, take some photos with him, use some gags with him. And, you know, Flippy, it looks like you have something there. Do you have something for us? Oh, what is it? Why don't you show him? It's a Flippy plush toy. So everyone who is present in this panel here today will be walking out with their own little baby Flippy plush toy. Now, Flippy, I know you're a very busy guy. I know you got lots of Toon Council meetings to go to, but we'll see you back at the Toontown booth later today. All right, everyone say bye to Flippy.
So excited that you guys are just as excited about that plushie. It's been like a multi-year dream for us. So I am so excited that you guys are just as stoked.
Now, we also have a bunch of other things that are going to be happening soon, because next week on June 2nd is the 20th anniversary of Toontown. And so we have a couple awesome events that are going to be going on to mark that occasion. If we want to move to the next slide here. So as we mentioned, September 19th, 2023 through 2024 is the celebration of, 10 years of Toontown Rewritten. But on June 2nd, we're going to be launching a double experience weekend. So all next weekend long, June 2nd through June 4th. We didn't want to do it during ToonFest because we know you guys are busy with all the other stuff happening at MomoCon. But next weekend, log into the game. It's going to be double XP. There's going to be some mega invasions going on. And it's going to be a great time just to celebrate that anniversary of Toontown. And now not only that, but of course, like, you know, we have to kind of get dressed up for the occasion, right? And so I know a lot of you have gotten your code cards. If you haven't gotten one, make sure to get one from the Toontown Rewritten booth. That gives you a special item that you can only get here at ToonFest, but there is also a version available online that is a little bit different. But we have one more item for you as well. If we move over to the next slide, we'll be able to see a very special outfit that has been designed by our very own Maya, or Slate Blue Rabbit. And this is going to be available next weekend as an exclusive shirt for being around for the 20th anniversary of Toontown Online. And then the hat as well, the hat at the top is the public version of the hat that anyone can access. You can get it on the Toontown blog. The code's available there. The one on the bottom with the birthday cake is what you get if you enter that code at the Toontown booth. And so, actually...
Yeah, Joey, I'm seeing some kind of like transmission coming in. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like our feed's getting messed up. What is...
Committing heinous acts of tomfoolery, magnetism, and comedy in broad daylight, leaving Cog headquarters in shambles. What should have been nothing but a regular hostile takeover has become a nearly decade-long project for Cogs Incorporated. The new management shake-up just announced by the Chief Executive Officer has Cogs spinning across the nation. In a world filled with joy, laughter, and jokes, the situation has left some Cogs wondering.
Now, I know the text at the bottom was kind of hard to read for those over there. Do you guys want to see it one more time and I'll read what the bottom was saying? Would that be helpful? Okay, let's roll it one more time. Maybe. All right, here it comes.
This just in, latest footage shows this thing.
Toon hijinks at all-time high.
This just in, latest footage shows despicably happy Toons committing heinous acts of tomfoolery, magnetism, and comedy in broad daylight, leaving Cog...
Impossible. The defense won? I declare a mistrial. They're cold-blooded animals. Some of them, at least. How are the working Cogs supposed to enjoy their 48-hour shifts when they're constant fear of having fun? Toons all seem to think this is some kind of game.
But a regular hostile takeover has become a nearly decade-long project for Cogs Incorporated.
We're dumping money down the drain to try and fix all this damage. The truth is that the Toons are robbing us blind.
The new management shake-up just announced by the Chief Executive Officer has Cogs spinning across the nation.
For years, Toons have infected our COG facilities with time-wasting silliness. They refuse to give in to reason, and the only thing they seem to enjoy is fun. I think it's finally time to bring order and authority to this town. At long last, I'll be able to golf without disturbances.
In a world filled with joy, laughter, and jokes, the situation has left some Cogs wondering.
Has the CEO really found someone capable? Can anyone truly bring order and authority to this town? Wait, what? We can, and we will. Nobody can outrun the rule of justice. We'll bring all of Toontown to its knees, for our word is law. Toons are simply subpar compared to us. We are the ace in the hole. We are the boss of you. Cogs Inc. will soon be under new management. restructuring soon. And so I'm going to turn it over to the lead producer of the Under New Management Update, Ro, to tell you a little bit more about what this entails.
Thanks, Joey. I'm happy to announce this our upcoming update, Under New Management. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty details of what this update will entail. Next slide, please. So, the main thing is that we are solving our most received piece of feedback, the promotion grind. This update will make suit grinding more entertaining. The goal of this update is to make facilities quicker, more engaging, and less repetitive. With the vast amount of facility options, it's difficult at times to get a group for a specific facility. Say goodbye to back nines. This update will give clear instructions between an easy mode facility and a hard mode facility for each cog department. Easy mode facilities will abide to the really laid back style of existing facilities. So you can still like watch Netflix and, play still. But the hard mode facilities, they're high risk, but very high reward. We're going to be introducing these new supervisors who are not just a reskin of the Skelecog supervisors you know. They are equipped with abilities to tip the balance of the fight to favor the cogs, just like the boiler can. Speaking of supervisors, let's learn a bit more about them, don't you think? Yeah. We actually got some really brave Resistance Ragers. They've actually scouted out the facilities and have put together some useful case files on them. Let's start off with case number 4, the factory foreman. Not much is known about the foreman, unfortunately, other than he ensures production meets his quota, no matter the cost. His needs to succeed can affect him and his workers, for better or for worse. Let's move to case file number 3. The Min Auditor. He is an analytical supervisor who sees both sides of the coin. His calculative investments make him prepared for any situation. Let's move to case file number 2. The Office Clerk. She is an orderly stickler, abiding only to her own rules. The checks and balances she places on opponents keep her in control. And now finally, let's look at case file number 1. The club president is a fierce birdie on the course with a temper as short as she is. Her pompous attitude prohibits her from quitting any game until she is the last one standing. Speaking of the club president, I think it's time to see the final trading card in this year's set. This card will be available after the panel for anyone to grab back at the main booth, so get it while you can.
And worth noting, too, this will be available later this summer for folks at home through Toontown member mailers. So even if you're not here at ToonFest, you'll be able to get your hands on the club president card.
Now,
Shout out to that girl boss.
Now, we're actually really happy to announce that the facilities that contain the club president and the office clerk will be open to play testing for everyone here at ToonFest. Next slide, please. Yeah, we'll wish you the best of luck because you're going to need it. And if we move on to the next slide, I think that concludes this upcoming update under new management. Yeah, we hope you're excited for this update as much as we are, and we really look forward to any and all feedback you have from this playtest.
And just to add, Ro, while we don't have an announcement for a release date for this update, we are expecting that it'll be released during the Toontown Rewritten celebration.
Now, if we actually want to move on and change topics to the next project we want to announce here at ToonFest. Next slide. One more.
And we're not getting any audio for this. There.
We're putting on a fresh coat of paint and polish. Improvements range from suddenly refined to tootastically reimagined. Sleek up where you've never walked before. Reinvigorating musical scores like what you're listening to right now. Toontown Remastered.
Yeah, next slide, Toontown Remastered. Now let's get into the details and features of this project. So, we're planning to reorchestrate the sounds and music of Toontown. This is more than just HD, as we're bringing out nuances and character loss in the MIDI. We will be diversifying recycled tracks such as the Maze Game, Ring Game, and Toontag. We will be revamping the looks of Toontown too, with improved textures and increased visual fidelity. Also, we will be respecting the original vision for Toontown. We will be supporting the option of playing with classic textures if you so choose, and ensuring this remaster is as seamless as possible for content pack creators. Now, our recent update, 3.8, was a first step towards Toontown Remastered. This was a massive coding cleanup of the game that allowed us to do this where we couldn't have done before. Secondly, we will be minimizing pixelation and blurriness. This means that not many textures will just be minor tweaks and improvements, but we'll have some assets like the landmark buildings that you saw and trees will be popping up with full remakes. Thirdly, we will be doing this project one playground at a time, starting with Donald's Dreamland. Your feedback will be needed during the process. Speaking of which, we are opening up the remastered Donald's Dreamland Playground. After this panel, everyone here is welcome to run around and explore the revamped playground. And that concludes the Toontown Remastered project. We're really excited to bring this game the visual love and care it deserves.
Thank you, Ro. And thank you to everyone who's been a part of this project. I mean, this has been a long time coming. I'm sure many of you know that a version of this project was announced at the very first ToonFest back in 2015, and it still hasn't been released yet because it was put on hold for a long time. We wanted to focus on some other things, but we decided after the Cellbot Task Force, it was finally time to dust it off the shelf. And it is no longer, of course, Toontown Retextured. If we go to the next slide, it is Toontown Remastered. And so we want to hear your feedback throughout this whole process. We don't want to take away any of the nostalgia of Toontown. We want it to still feel like the game that we all grew up with, while updating it to some modern textures and giving it some visual refinements while retaining that classic look and feel. So thank you again for all of the artists and sound engineers, producers, and just the whole remastered team who's been working very hard on this. And we will keep you posted throughout development. We'll let you know as new playgrounds are ready for feedback. And it's a long road ahead, but we're very excited to kick it off with Donald's Dreamland here. Now, the next thing that we want to talk about today is actually not quite an announcement. It's more of like along the lines as this, something we want some feedback on, because we have an idea that we've been kicking around for about a year now that we want to hear from all of you about. And so if you head to the next slide here, we call this project Gags and Gears for Good. Now, has anyone ever purchased something from Toontown Online on eBay? Yes, lots of people here, and I'm sure you spent a lot of money to get whatever it was, because something that we've been seeing for years is that the price of Toontown Online merchandise, things like Flunky bobbleheads or t-shirts, even the trading cards, have skyrocketed to levels where it's more of a collector's item and less accessible to just the general public, people who just want to express their love for Toontown. And so we've been trying to solve this problem for a long time. We've done it through Toontown member mailers, where we're able to offer free trading cards to people who send a self-stamped envelope to us. But we have never really been able to go beyond just paper products because it's really expensive and we can't pay for like shirts for all of you, unfortunately. And we can't collect money for it either because we're committed to never taking in any money from you as the players, whether it's donations or advertisements. That's never something that you will ever see on Toontown Rewritten. And so we were really scratching our heads on this for a long time because we love that we're able to give you guys free merchandise at ToonFest, but there's so many people out there in the world who can't make it to ToonFest, and we want to make it more accessible. And so this is where Gags for Gears for Good comes in. If we head to the next slide, this is the idea that we have. It's a nonprofit project in which the community would be able to purchase merchandise that have 100% of the profits go to charity. We've worked with a store that would allow us to not even touch the money. We wouldn't be a middleman whatsoever. Whatever you would purchase on there, the profits are sent directly to a charity that would be picked out by the Toontown Rewritten team. And so rest assured, again, this would never touch our hands. We don't want to collect any money for Toontown Rewritten, and we definitely don't want to put the game at risk since, as you all know, we've graciously been allowed to continue running it for all these years, but we don't want to do anything that would risk that. And so we've been very thoughtful and very careful. And again, that's why this is more of we want to hear your feedback about it rather than an announcement that we're going to do it. And there will be a survey available after ToonFest with some more details on the Toontown blog where we want you to fill it out and just let us know your honest thoughts of is this something that you would be interested in? And if so, maybe we'll put it together. If it's not, then sure, we don't need to put it together. But our goal here is to create items, say like these ToonFest t-shirts, that anyone would be able to get access to, or even things like the Flippy plushie that sadly, it took a lot of time and energy and money to make it available just for the people in this room. But we want stuff like that to be available to people all around the world. And so we're trying to be thoughtful about ways to do that. Now, if we look at the next slide here, these are some of the items that we made as tests. And so I know you've seen these already because there are prizes for ToonFest. These are samples of products that we created to create new Toontown merchandise that, in theory, anyone could get their hands on by donating to a charity. And so there's things like the pie tin hat, the Donald's Dreamland blanket, the cake tote bag, the gag long sleeve shirt, and the sad mug, as well as many others that our art team has worked on and ordered samples to really refine and figure out what would make a good modern piece of Toontown merchandise. And so to tell you more about that, I'm going to pass it over to June, who's been the project director of this.
Hey! So I know that it's a huge concern for a lot of people. I know a lot of people have been we want to donate, and we have done a lot of stuff over the years where we as the team and the community have donated to Team Trees, for example, ToonFest for charity, and unfortunately I don't have any other idea. Extra Life. I am sorry. But we wanted to figure out a way to have people have more access to merchandise because we also know ToonFest is a very expensive thing to put on for ourselves and also for you guys to even pay to come here. So what we wanted to do is put together our sample items that we have been giving out as prizes to give you an idea of what we're looking for. We wanted to create a feel of as if you can still use it as a practical item in your everyday life, like a mug. You don't have to hang it on a wall and have it be pretty. I mean, if you can if you want. I don't know how. But we also wanted to have it so you can feel like you're getting an item from actually in game, like the Donald's Dreamland blanket. So we had some ideas about how to rotate the merchandise. We have been thinking about doing it every quarter or so, but that is still under a lot of discussion. So we had been toying around with it, and that's why we decided, everyone who is working on this project decided to put it on hold temporarily and ask you guys, because we know it's a really sensitive thing, because we would never want to jeopardize Toontown, because we all love it, and we don't want to have that get ruined.
And so regardless of, the outcome of this project that, we're going to collect your thoughts on, first, can we give a huge round of applause to June, who helped create all of these items, as well as all the other artists involved? And June, why don't you hold up some of these things here? So I was just holding up the mouse pad, for example. There's the blanket here behind you if you want to grab it.
I didn't make all the products. Actually, a lot of the brand artists and texture artists, Maya actually put some love with this blanket.
And so this is like a full-size Donald's Dreamland blanket. It looks just like the one out of the game. It's very soft and cozy. It is just I'm glad that it exists. We also have the birthday cake tote bag. I believe this was also created by Maya. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Yes, lovely birthday cake tote bag. And then there's the sad mug that we have over there as well, or somewhere here. Yeah, right up.
It's right here on display. Also made by Maya. I actually didn't make the merchandise that is being displayed right now, but I did make some other stuff.
And so, again, regardless of whatever happens with Gags and Gears for Good, these items are going to be available as prizes throughout the rest of ToonFest. So for the Toonie Awards, if you're here in person, you'll have the option of picking one of these if you were selected as a winner. And we're going to keep looking for opportunities to do giveaways like that. And while we can't do them on a large scale for things like the Donald's Dreamland blanket because we would go bankrupt, we're going to look for those ways to continue giving it away and making it accessible to everyone. And so with that, I think that brings us to a close on Gags and Gears for Good. But we have one last project that we want to talk about with you today. And so if we head over to the next slide, and then I think the one after that, this one I'm going to need some help. I actually need to pull out my handy dandy sticker book for it. And so let me open up my sticker book here, and if we turn to the next one, the next page. All right. Okay, so don't have any parties to go to. I mean, I'm already at the best party in the world right now, so. But let's see. Let me flip through a little more. Okay, no, that's a little embarrassing. Sorry. This is the page I wanted to get to. No, maybe it wasn't this one. No, it is. It is this one. And yeah, so, for a long, long time, every ToonFest we've ever had, we've gotten a question. What is under the cloud? And let me tell you, folks, it is Clear Coasts. Go ahead and press that button again. Underneath the... It just keeps coming back. This, everyone, is the island of Clear Coasts. It is a beach vacation playground that is now under development by Toontown Rewritten. And so if we go ahead and turn to the next slide, let's hear a little bit more about Clear Coasts. There should be some music on here as well. We'll see if we got any music on here. Nope, maybe not. There we go, just a nice little relaxing background music as we talk about our trip to this tropical island experience. So Clear Coasts is what we've been working on to reveal what is underneath of the cloud. It's constructed as a beach vacation playground for the Toons to get away from the Cogs and enjoy the playfulness of a beach trip. We wanted to explore the theme of the Italian Riviera. If you've seen movies like Luca or games like Super Mario Sunshine, we felt like those were really playful environments that captured the essence of what a Toontown vacation would look like. And so we wanted the bright colors, pristine oceans, and beachside towns that every day feels like a summer vacation. We wanted to create a space where Toons can socialize and interact from all over the place, to team up with both new and familiar faces to protect Clear Coasts from the Cogs, because of course, we want to keep the coasts clear from the Cogs. And so our pillars for looking at this, it's a full, sorry, let me backtrack a bit here. Clear Coast is going to be a full-blown neighborhood of Toontown, picking up sometime after Donald's Dreamland. New Toon tasks with a whole neighborhood full of new NPCs will continue the fun stories, objectives, and rewards that you've come to expect from a playground, plus some new ones along the way as well. we've wanted to design objectives to bring a unique Toon spirit to this neighborhood. And we're blending together the elegant coastal city scenery with playful beach toy aesthetics. So for example, some buildings may look like sandcastles or constructed with like the plastic beach toys. And we wanted it to feel like a childhood trip to the beach. And so this isn't just another playground. We're building this new area with lots of interactivity in mind, being more than just a place to do Toon tasks and fight Cogs. For the story and theme, we've always wanted to create some stories that we can relate to in the real world, because that's something that Toontown Online does as well, where a lot of the task lines have kind of like some good messaging that you can take out of it. Of course, teamwork is a big thing throughout Toontown, and we wanted to create a very intentionally designed space that is hitting on those sort of points. And so we want to continue with this in the new playground by aiming to utilize the beautiful coastal environment to tell an important story. For example, what would happen if the Cogs were polluting the ocean? Sounds kind of familiar, right? And so we're looking for different stories that we can tell in this playground that are going to have all the Toontastic fun that you have come to expect in a playground, but also touching on some important themes. And this slide doesn't want to stay still, but if we turn to the next one, we have a new tunnel constructed in Downstreamland that you will be able to enter as part of the retextured playtest or remastered playtest. So this street is still very early in development, but we have a kind of cool layout that has some hills, some slopes, something that we haven't seen in streets before. It's very early on, but we wanted to get your thoughts about it. So everyone here at ToonFest will be able to enter this tunnel at the top of the bed in Downstreamland. Yes, you'll be able to walk on the pillow and enter this tunnel and check it out. So we're really excited to hear your thoughts about that. And now let me be clear, Clear Coast is still early in development. There's a lot that we've done that we don't want to show you today because we don't want to a repeat of, say, the field office incident where it took 4 years to get it out. But we do have a very exciting look that we'll be able to give you at the art backstage panel, which is
I think tomorrow, actually.
Tomorrow.
Sketch to screen?
Yes, the sketch to screen panel. We're going to be looking at the buildings of Clear Coast and giving you a deeper look inside of what this area is actually going to look like. But, as we wrap up this this panel here, I mean, that was what was under the cloud. And we are super excited for you to experience it for yourself. There's many more details that we'll be sharing with Clear Coast along the way, but we wanted to get this theme out for you because, first of all, again, as we've talked about throughout this panel, we want your feedback about it. We want to hear what kind of activities you want to see inside of Clear Coast and what we could do to make it just the most fun and enjoyable playground that you can imagine. We spent a ton of time going through dozens of different theme ideas and trying to figure out what it was going to be. And we'll tell you more about that process later on. But we're really confident that this is going to be a place that Toontown fans are going to love and enjoy, and you will hear more about it probably at the next ToonFest. So this brings us to close on our Future of Toontown presentation. Are you guys excited about what's coming? So who's excited about those under new management playtests, trying out the supervisors? I'm glad that you are, because right after this panel, the next one that we're about to move into, creating the Cogs, is all about the under new management update. So we're going to be diving deeper into that and giving you a look at what the process was like of creating new Cogs for Toontown Rewritten. But with that said, we are going to take a short break. We'll probably start the next one in about 10 minutes. And so, feel free to take a restroom break, and we'll start back up again shortly. Thank you all so much. Also, when you return to this room, we will be passing out the Flippy plushes to the rows. If you are not coming back to this room, ask someone on the way out, and they'll make sure that you get a Flippy plush toy. Thanks, everyone.